Hi John, you recently wrote the book Famine in the West. Do you really believe there is going to be a famine in the West?
Unless something is done, there definitely will be famine. As a farmer, I know that the number of people that the earth can feed has been artificially raised by the massive use of the finite resources of land, water, oil, gas and fertiliser. As these resources become scarce and unreliable, so inevitably will food. Recent price increases for food and energy show that demand is already outstripping supply. Climate change, irrigation water shortages, rising world populations and competition from Asia make the problem much worse.
But won't farmers just grow more to keep up with demand?
They'll try, but each year an incredible 25 million acres of farmland is lost to the building of new cities, roads and to the spread of deserts. And each year more land is being used to grow biofuels. Also, as farmers increase food production, they need more energy for fuel and to make fertiliser and pesticides. These extra resources will not be available.
Well, why won't there be enough energy?
Well, partly because of peak oil. Many geologists believe that oil production will soon reach a peak and then decline rapidly, just as demand is booming. In addition, because most remaining oil is in the volatile Middle East, events there could cut oil supplies at any time. On average, it now takes about 10 calories of fossil energy to deliver 1 calorie of food energy. That statistic alone should frighten us. Our present system only works while oil and gas supplies are plentiful, reliable and cheap. Our food supply is now totally dependent on an undependable and finite resource, and we have no plan B for when it all goes wrong.
If need be though, couldn't farmers go back to using workhorses and oxen?
It would need years to breed the millions of horses needed and to train enough handlers. Also, the huge area of land needed to grow their feed would leave less food for humans.
I didn't know farming needed natural gas.
Oh yes, it needs vast quantities. The nitrogen fertiliser that gives us about 40% of our yield is made from natural gas. And in the future most of this gas will come from unreliable sources and of course it will not last forever.
Well, why is water so important?
Crops need incredible amounts of water to flourish, and big yield increases have been achieved by irrigation. But many of the world's ancient aquifers are becoming depleted, and cities and industry are competing for water from rivers. It's another sad example of too many people competing for a diminishing resource.
How would climate change affect how much farmers can grow?
Well, extreme weather events are already affecting farming. If crops don't get enough water, they yield less, and floods can destroy crops. World food stocks are now at a dangerous level due to a drought in Australia, demand for a better diet in the developing world, and land being used for biofuels instead of food.
Tell me more about increased demand in the developing world.
Well, countries such as China, India, Vietnam and Thailand are rapidly increasing their demand for raw materials, energy and food. They now want a diet with more meat like us in the West. Such a diet needs much more land per person, but as the world population continues to rise, there will be less land per person. In 1970, for instance, the amount of farmland available for each person was 0.7 acres, but at current rates by 2050 it will be only 0.37 acres.
Couldn't more use be made of fish?
Well, wild fish have made an important contribution to food supplies in the past, but fish stocks are falling alarmingly, so that like most things, there will be much less per person in the future. Farm fish will become more important, but unlike wild fish, they need feeding, so that there is a net loss of food available to humans.
You're getting me worried now.
Well, that's good. People need to be worried if they are going to demand change. They need to know that there are several factors coming together that will reduce food availability per person, and that unforeseen events could cause shortage at any time. A real or perceived shortage would cause panic buying, hoarding and speculation, making matters much worse.
So, it's these sorts of issues that you discuss in your book?
Yes, it looks at the many threats to food supplies, but most importantly, it sets out what needs to be done immediately to prevent it all happening. Towards the end of the book, there are two fictitious scenarios leading up to 2025. One of them is business as usual, leading to disaster, and the other shows a path that leads to a sustainable future.
And people can buy Famine in the West from your website, peakfood.co.uk.
Yes, the e-book version costs £2.99 and the printed book costs £6.49 plus post and packing.
Thank you for your time in speaking to me, John.
You're welcome.